Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, September 28th, 2011. I just want to go over the recap from the live trades this morning in the live trading room. Um, as I said, the ES has been difficult to trade this morning. We started out, we were down 17 ticks, then we brought it back to plus 5 ticks, and we had two losing trades in a row to bring us back to minus 11 ticks. Um, so that's where we stand on the ES for the morning, and I'll go over the ES trades in a minute. The YM, we started out minus 9 ticks on the YM, and we brought it back up to plus 38 ticks. So overall on the morning, we're green. We're profitable on the morning. It took, on the ES, it was back and forth and back and forth. As a matter of fact, it was just, well, here's the bubble and here's the pullback. I don't think it pulled back far enough to trigger in the short here. No, it didn't. It didn't pull back far enough to trigger in the short, I don't think there. But let me just scroll back here, and we'll go over the trades from the morning on the 4-tick range chart anyway, okay? I took some trades from the 10,000 contract chart this morning as well, okay? Here we go. We started out this morning, we had this bubble right here with a lower swing pivot. I wanted to get down below 71 because 71 pre-market was the low. That's why we didn't trade right in here. We did get down below there, and we pulled back up right here for a short opportunity. It moved up, and we got a break even on that trade right there. Okay, that was the first trade of the day. Then the next trade, my charts are not cooperating with me here. We had a bubble here, but we had a double top right here on the wicks, so we did not take that long trade. The next opportunity was right in here, where it pulled back. This was, let me just check this. Yeah, we tried to go long right in here. That set us, yeah, that was, I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. That set us back. I think we're actually back 9 ticks on that trade right there. Okay. Right after that trade, we were back 9 ticks on that one. And then over here on the 10,000 contract chart, we took another trade. Let me scroll over here. Just a sec, my charts need to catch up to me here. Anyway, we had a bullish cross on the 10K, and we took a long trade. That did not work out. I'll show that to you once the charts catch up over there. There, okay, they're starting to catch up now. There it is. Okay, right in here. This was the bullish cross, and so we bought the pullback to the BBC right here. We were looking for that to go long. It went right through the BBC and stopped us out. Then the next trade setup was over here. That put us down 17 ticks. We're minus 17 ticks right there. The next trade setup was over here on the ES4 tick range. We had a bubble down here. We had a lower swing. It pulled back up to the BBC. We took that short for 8 ticks. That put us back to minus 9 ticks. Then shortly after that, we had a pullback over here as well. It pulled all the way back up here to the BBC on the 10K, and we shorted that. And that put us at minus 1 tick. Alright, the next trade was right over here. This one here was kind of strange because I put the order on and it happened pretty quickly. I was going to move my stop up to move it up to break even, and I hadn't moved my target out far enough. So it hit my target and it gave me a tick of slip when it hit my target. So we ended up only getting 6 ticks on this trade. That put us at plus 5 on the day right there. Okay, now the next couple of trades, after that plus 5, the next couple of trades we took on the ES did not work out. I'm trying to scroll over to them so we can see them here. Yeah, that was first thing in the morning. Anyway, I'll do it this way. We'll scroll a little at a time. Here we go right here. We had a bearish cross right here. The cycle was in favor of it. The DMT was in favor of it. It pulled back up and went right through it. And then it moved back down after it went through it by half a point or so. It moved back down, but we got taken right out of that trade. All right, so that put us at minus, we were plus 5. That put us at minus 3. And then there was another one over here. Here we go. There was another one right here. We had the bubble down here and the pullback down to the BBC, and that stopped us out before it moved back up. That stepped us out pretty close to the tick. That put us at minus 11 on the morning on the ES. Now over here we had a double bottom, so we couldn't short that. Okay. Once we got the lower swing, we didn't have a bubble, so we couldn't do anything in there. Then the green line, the BBC, was inside the box. So there was nothing we could do all through here. Alright, until even right over here, we needed a higher swing pivot after this bar right here. Okay, and we didn't get it until over here we got the higher swing, but by that time we needed a new bubble down here on the chop bands, and we didn't get that. Alright, right in here was the opportunity that I was talking about as I started to do this recording. We would have been looking to short in here with the BBC here at 70. We would have been looking to short 69.75, and the market only pulled up to 69.5. So I would have had an MIT order on it. It never would have hit my 69.75, so we never would have gotten into that. Then after these bars right here, we needed a lower swing. We got the lower swing right here, but now we need another bubble because we've already bounced off the BBC for this one. Whew. All right, so that was the morning on the ES, and that got us to minus 11 ticks right here on the ES. Okay, now the YM had a bunch of trades too. All right, well, I won't say a bunch, but it had some active trading this morning. This was our first trade right here on the YM, and on this one we had we were above the BBC, and we pulled back down to it here. We had some bullish divergence to go with it. The divergence was just starting right here, but it dropped right through it and took us out for a 9-tick loss. Okay, then we had our bearish cross and a pullback up right here. So we jumped in right here with 7 ticks risk, and we picked up 17 ticks on that. At that point, I think we were plus 8 on the morning. The next trade here, we had bearish divergence and a pullback up to the BBC. So we shorted the BBC here. We were looking to get down to the MA1, and we did. We picked up something there, 10 or 12 ticks, something like that. We put in a lower swing. We still had the same divergence. We pulled up here. I wanted to see weakness up here. Once we got the weakness, we sold the BBC, and we were looking for it to get down to the MA1 again, and it did. We picked up another 10 or so ticks on that. Over here, we had the bullish cross, but right here, we didn't have any divergence to go with this. I didn't like the way that this was coming together, but we bought the BBC anyway, because that's the plan. We bought it, and it moved in our favor. I was looking for it to get up here to the MA1, but on this bar, let me move my cursor over a little bit, if I can. Move my cursor over a lot. On this bar, it had already gone up and hit the MA1, so I was being really careful with my risk. Once we got some profit in the trade, I moved my risk up, and I think we got 1 tick out of that, maybe 1 or 2. Over here on this one, we had a bearish cross and a pullback up to the BBC. I shorted it because it looked weak at the BBC, and as soon as it got down to the MA1, I got out of that trade. I got just a few ticks of profit out of that one. Let's see, and that was the end of it. That was the last trade I took on the YM this morning. There's actually a short setting up right here right now at 11:55, 11:56, but you can see right now for the morning we were plus 38 ticks on the YM and minus 11 on the ES. Okay, so we're plus $150 or something like that on the morning. Actually, no, not 150. Sorry, we're plus something. We're positive on the morning. Okay, that was all of those. Now I'm going to go over the Russell here in just a second. I just wanted to watch this right here because you see what we anticipate happening here. The MA1 is down here at 1137. The BBC is up here at 1154. We've had our bearish cross, so what we anticipate happening is price moving up to the 1154 area. I'm going to sell 1153, and then dropping down to the 1136, 1137 area. You see my target automatically goes to 1133, but I'm going to put it at 1138. All right, so I'm risking 7 ticks from 1153 to gain. Hang on, let me do the math. To gain 15 ticks, I think, or something like that. From 1153 down to 1138, 1138 up to 1153. All right, that's what I'm looking for, if I can get it. Now let me just show you the Russell trades. Okay. As I said, there weren't that many today compared to what there had been the past few days. And Dave, I'll answer your question in just a minute, okay? Let's see, right in here. Right in here. Hang on. We had right in here on the Russell. Everything was going up here, so the first pullback was right here. That was good for 10 ticks. Everything was going down here, right here. So the first pullback was right there, good for another 10. Everything was going down here again, but I prefer to see this on the other side. Everything was going up here, but it stopped out for -8. Everything was going down here, and that stopped out for -8. Everything was going up here, and that was good for another 10. So we had +30 -16 gives you +14. I think there were some other opportunities, like right in here, everything was going down, so that would make +24 ticks on the Russell. All right. For those of you who like to trade the Russell, there were some opportunities right there. Okay. Now, there's a couple of questions in here about trading the calls and puts on the DT Pro. Yes, you can. You can trade. You can trade futures calls and puts on DT Pro. All right, and all you have to do is just grab wherever you want to trade, right-click on it, then click on DOM. You have to have your account enabled for it. Okay, but you click on DOM like that, and you can get the DOM up there, or you can manually trade it. You can, you can go into the control center if you want and trade it in there. But here's the options DOM right now. Okay. All right. Now you would have to find the strike price that you're interested in, whatever side you're interested in. Right-click on that and bring up the DOM. Okay, that's how you would trade it in here. You have to have your account enabled for it also. Okay. Now I was talking earlier about the calls and puts. The 11:35 calls on Friday, they were $42. They're now at 61.5 by 63. Yesterday they were over 70. This is for futures options. All right, index options. They don't trade index options at Daniels Trading, as far as I know. They don't trade equity options or index options, but they do futures options. So you would have to go to another account for that. We had, from Friday to yesterday, we had 70+% gain on the 11:35 calls. The index options, we had over 100% gain. They were trading at 170 by 210, I think, on Friday, and yesterday they were trading at 550. So it was, a couple 100% gain actually on that. So that's, that's not bad for a couple of days. That's a service that we're going to be offering, that we've just started actually offering to our partners. All right, partners who are active partners. Okay, so if you guys are interested in that stuff, and you're a partner but you're not active, become active. If you don't know how, send me an email at tech@cfrn.net. And if you're not a partner at all, and you've had the trial or you're on the trial and you want to be part of that, send me an email at tech@cfrn.net. I'll tell you how to become a partner. All right, I'll be discussing a lot more of this tomorrow night in the partners meeting. We do the partners meeting every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So tomorrow night I'll be discussing this in a lot more detail. Okay, I'm going to take my order off here on the YM because it's gone back down to the MA1. All right, so it's done what I expected it to do on the downside. And that is that for the morning, guys. All right, so I'm going to wrap up my recap right here.